Alright, so you guys have read a little bit about what the Soviet Union and the United States, their ideologies, and their form of government. So you're supposed to summarize that in this box here, and then I'm going to read through set number 3 with you, which is all about the Red Scare. So you should be able to tell us what is the Red Scare and discuss spies in America during this time. And after it's all said and done, you're going to tell whether or not the source that I read to you leans towards the U.S. causing the Cold War or the Soviet Union. So here is set number 3, and we're going to come back to this little cartoon in a minute. But I'm just going to read through this. Feel free to fast forward, rewind, whatever you need. In fact, more than 350 Americans secretly worked for Soviet intelligence during World War II, when the United States and the Soviet Union were allies throughout World War II. So 350 Americans were working for the Soviet Union, which is pretty crazy. A number of them served in very high positions in the U.S. government. Harry Dexter White was Assistant Secretary of the Treasury and played a key role in creating the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund, pillars of the post-war world monetary structure. Lachlan Curry was one of the half-dozen special assistants to President Franklin Roosevelt. Lawrence Dugan was in charge of the U.S. relations with Latin America. All of these spies were uncovered in the Venona decryptions in the late 1940s. So all of those people, someone that was assisting the president, someone that was in charge of the money in the United States, were all spies for the Soviet Union, which is pretty crazy. But the spies uncovered by Venona were only part of the security problem faced by the U.S. counterintelligence agencies. Fewer than half of the Americans mentioned in the Venona cables were able to be identified. The others were hidden behind cover names that the FBI would not penetrate. Who were the other 150 Americans who worked for the KGB? Had they remained in the government or the military? Were they scientists still working in Los Alamos? And what about the targeting of American communists as security risks? We now know that the CPUSA had set up a special underground apparatus that helped Soviet intelligence recruit party members as spies, helped locate safe houses for meetings, secured false passports for agents, and otherwise assisted the Soviet Union. Headed by the veteran communist leader, this apparatus reported directly to the leader of the Communist Party. Most American communists were not spies, of course, but the party to which they belonged was neck-deep in espionage, which is spying. There was a legitimate security issue, and there were very good reasons for suspecting that most of the spies were American communists. The Soviet Union had mounted a major espionage offensive against the United States, using hundreds of American citizens as its weapons, and the Communist Party USA was organizationally complicit in espionage. So a lot of spying going on before and after World War II, and I want you to think about that reading and decide if it's leaning towards blaming it on the Soviet Union or is it blaming it on the United States, the Cold War. And then before you stop here, this little cartoon, now red is a code word or what they kind of used for communism, which you read up above that's what the Soviet Union government was communist. And this is the USA. We're afraid of communism. All of these countries are falling to communism, and we are just kind of sitting here. We're not communists. We don't believe in communism, and we're a little bit afraid of what is going to happen if all these powerful countries are turning communist. So answer those questions about the Red Scare.